Hello and welcome to another Skyline game engine tutorial. This one we're going to look at more about how objects move around the scene and how we can actually handle our objects in the scene. So first we'll go and find some objects to put in. We'll use the game objects for this one. I'm going to move back out of the scene so I've got a good view. Select the floor. I'm just waiting for that to load. There we go. If it comes in black or white, that is because the textures will need to be streamed in. But it will change to the correct colour soon. And we'll just click and place these in a couple of places. Let's put one on there, one on there. As you can see, it's snapping to its own grid. This is the game objects. Purposely put one off the line, off the grid there. And what we'll do first, we'll go down and edit that. Now, as you see, as we select an object, we get the gizmo. And the gizmo is controlled by the W, which gives us move, the E, which gives us rotation. I'll scroll down a bit so we can see better. There's our rotation gizmo, and R for the scale gizmo. I'm not going to use those at the minute. I'm just going to use the move. Let's just move that into place so it looks okay. There we go. Right, we'll scroll back. Let's get a bit better position. We'll just quickly snap some walls around the outside. And if you can't see where you're placing it, it doesn't lose the game object by using the the right mouse button and move into a better view. Then place, and this, because we've got a special snap on this, which is part of this game object, we can press the control and it rotates at 90 degrees. And press the control again, and that's 90 degree rotation. Rotate, pop one there, and let's move across. Pop one on there, and these are all off. That's not a problem. Because when we're done, we'll just quickly edit it. So I'm just doing this very quickly, just so we've got something to show. There we go. Press the F key, gets rid of the game objects. Let's zoom down and let's see how bad everything is. That's got a gap there. Because I've purposely had the settings for the grid off so we can see how to actually manipulate stuff. We can see we've moved that, but we need to move them all. So if we press Control, we can select all the objects and we can slide them all over into place. Let's just move over here. These ones are the wrong way around, so we shall select these. We shall now use a rotational snap. And we'll put this one onto 90 degrees. We'll select E for the rotation. Now the green, when we see the green there, that's the bottom. That's our y-axis. When you see any of these axes glow yellow, that means it's highlighted. So we now can see the green one's gone yellow, it's highlighted. Click and rotate, and we can see it was snapping to 90 degrees. We'll go back to the move. Click in the scene, click the move one. There we go. And we need to move this into place. I'll just move you forwards. Alright, and got a little bit of Z fight in there. So we'll grab these two. Using Control again to select multiple objects, we'll slide you out. Go. Corner looks a bit ugly. Let's find something just to stick over the corner. And we'll stick you on there. We'll stick you in there, block that corner up. Stick one of you in there. Come on. There we go. One in there. One in there. And we'll leave that one off for now. Press F to escape. What we can do, we could press F again to move one over here. Alternatively, press F to escape. We can hold down the Shift key whilst dragging, and that will move one in the direction we've actually dragged it. Now we've got those two, we'll use Control. We've got them both selected now. We've got the press Shift, select into the scene, we'll move in. Let's move to a better location, zoom forwards, and Shift. Let's stick one on the end as well. Okay, there we go. This one needs to be moved up, so we move the up arrow. If you're happy with that, well, we can leave it at that. Well, it just needs a little bit of something else in there. What can we put? Bushes. Oh well, not to worry. We can orbit again with the Alt key. Now something else we can do with the Alt key as we're moving stuff around is if we keep the Alt key selected and then move the object, you can see actually the camera stays attached to the object as we move it, which can be really useful at times. So I can pan around here, go over the top, and I can move this wherever I want. See, we can see an error there. So what we'll do is pop you back, look at that one, click over to you, and what we'll do, using the Alt key, still pressed, we'll move this over to this edge here and fill that gap. Move you up a little, no Alt key, and yeah, it's looking tidy enough. That'll do for now. And click. Right, the scene entity list. Excuse me, I'll just pull this down. This list over here shows all the objects in your scene. And you can click any of them. And as we saw in an earlier tutorial, if you double click, it will take us to that object, and then we can orbit it. Now, when you get a scene, as it gets bigger, it can start to get very messy. We get lots of objects in here. So what we need to do is create ourselves a new folder. We'll call that wall, and we'll create another folder we'll call floor, and then we'll using Shift Select, we'll set wall, Shift Select, and then drag that into the wall folder, and then we'll go for the floor, Shift Select again, and we'll drag that to the floor folder. Close them down, gets a little bit tidier. These are columns. They're all columns there, so we just need one more folder, column, and we'll Shift, select all of those, pop those into there, and we can even create a new one we can call structure, and we could drag, Shift select, oh that was control selecting those, so we can click that, control that, and we'll drag those into structure. This is very useful because if we now want to say hide all the floor, we can now right click on the floor folder, we can select the contents, and all the floors are now selected, as we can see there. And by using the properties, which every object we put in the scene has its own basic set of properties, and in the properties we look for visibility and click enable visible. Click it again and it will return. But we'll do more on properties in a later tutorial. I suppose I could mention here while we're at it, the game objects actually has a randomization in it, which is really handy. We can actually create a rotation random, which if we look on here, we've got the help key 3, there's a random rotate. So we press for 3, and each time we put the object down, it's rotating. And if we actually click 4, we get a scale and rotation, which can be really useful for a bit of variety around your scene. I think that'll be enough to cover on this one. I'll just get rid of that, and we'll just nip down there. Oh, there's our scene. What could be interesting is having a look at some lighting while we're here. We can go to the lighting tab, and inside its lighting editor we can change the rotation of the light in the sunlight, and its main angle there, which can be really useful when you're setting your scene up. Okay, I think that'll be the end of this tutorial. This time it's the end. Thank you. Bye.